The summer of 2025, another season, another long list of anime to watch, another 3 months of us doing the exact same shit. Nothing changes, time is meaningless, we'll all die someday, but hey, none of that matters because we have a whole list of new anime to look forward to. I know I say this all the time, but the upcoming summer season is genuinely very promising. It's one of the most promising ones in years, really. There are so many heavy hitters this time around, be it sequels or new shows, we have it all. I'm really looking forward to the upcoming summer. Only when it comes to anime though, I hate the actual summer season. Oh, let's go outside and partially burn ourselves. Off. Anyway, as always, here's a list of every single anime I'll watch from the upcoming summer season. As per usual, we'll go through these as per their popularity according to Life Chart. Make sure to subscribe. According to this totally legitimate report by the World Health Organization, there's a positive correlation between people who don't subscribe to the probably pretentious channel and people who get popped in the back of their heads by a 12-gauge shotgun. Now, I'm not saying one thing leads to the other, but why risk it? Please don't demonetize me, that was a joke. Alright, first off, we have mydressupdarling Season 2. A very wholesome, fun, cutesy show that's also quite good looking for the most part. What more can you ask for? I'm glad it got a sequel, it's a good show. Over on the production side of things, I'm not sure how much of the original staff will reassemble, but since the director and the character designer are the same, I doubt we'll see much of a staff overhaul. Although, I couldn't find an animation producer credit in the trailer, so you never know. Also, two important animators involved with Season 1, Takuya Ninuma and Sota Yamazaki, are now major components of other shows, namely Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, so there might be a conflict of schedules. Only time will tell. I just realized I cannot spend this long talking about every single show. There are way too many noteworthy titles that I need to go through. Let's move on, I don't want this to end up being another 15-minute plus video. Editing me will kill him. Kaiju 8 Season 2, another major IP. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware, and I have been quite subtle about it, I don't exactly like this show. To me, the characters are bland and boring, the story is pointless and the overall writing is subpar, but it's a show with a high production value. I don't know if you guys are aware, and I have been quite subtle about it. I care a lot about that aspect. Season 1 featured plenty of animation highlights with a few major names showing up, be it Kazuto Arai, Itsuki Tsuchigami or Atsushi Hikaru. On top of that, the drawings themselves were supervised by the legendary Tetsuya Nishio, and while I'm not the biggest fan of some of his designs for this show, I have to admit, the level of his corrections / redraws was head and shoulders. Was head, shoulders, chest, abdomen, hips, thighs, shins and ankles above the industry average. Of course it was, it's Tetsuya f***ing Nishio. I hope we see more of him in the second season. Also, I wonder if they'll hire major western names to be the OP and DD artists like they did last time. I hope they do, because it makes out of shape white guys from Cleveland larping as Japanese nationalists on Twitter mad. Oh, why English song in my Japanese anime? Japan's gone woke. F off. Up next, we have Dandadan Season 2, yet another major title, and one I actually like. The first season of this show was quite good. It had plenty of highlights, and it had episode 7, which is in its own category because of how vastly superior it was to the rest of the show by every metric imaginable. Seriously, I still can't believe an episode that good belongs to a show like Dandadan. Not throwing any shade, if I was, I'd be a lot more direct about it. Dandadan is a good show, but that episode was something else. I still think about it. Ideally, I'd like to see more stuff of that level in Season 2, but I understand that might be asking for too much. Next up, we have the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, our first new anime. Now, full disclosure, I have read a few chapters of the manga and I'll be honest, I wasn't exactly blown away, but hey, a good anime adaptation can do wonders. Just look at... No, let's not throw shade, let's be matured and not offend anyone. Right, so it's a Cloverworks project with a team filled with studio regulars, and it looks quite good. The designs are charming, the photography is decent-ish, there's a fair bit of movement, it looks like it'll be solid visually. You know they mean business when they hire a dedicated cake designer. I'm looking forward to it, I love me a good rom-com. Next up, we have The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 4. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really care about this title. I don't hate it, but I don't exactly look forward to it either. Why am I watching it then? We'll get to it, you impatient pricks. Basically, don't really care about this show, but despite my overall opinion of this title being quite lukewarm, the third season did grab my attention, not with its writing but with its visuals. It had a fair few animation highlights and it looks like season 4 will be no different. The trailer for it genuinely looks great. Look, movement, cool animation, that's all I need to be honest. Up next, we have Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus, a bunny girl senpai project that's not a mediocre looking movie? Is this real life? Am I dreaming? Look, I fucking love this series, I really do. The first season of this show is genuinely one of my favorite seasons of anime ever. I think this title is amazing at everything it does. It's an amazing drama, it's an amazing romance, it's fantastic at crafting character interactions and dialogue, it's basically perfect. As such, I'm really looking forward to this project. I have high hopes. Sakamotodays Core 2. Did I mention there are a lot of heavy hitters this season? Now, Core 1 of this show faced a lot of backlash. Fans of the manga found the anime to be underwhelming visually. They hated the animation, they harassed staff members online, the whole 9 yards. I personally just found the show to be boring as but that's its own conversation. Thankfully, the trailer for Core 2 looks better? There are a few cool looking shots and drawings and the photography is less intrusive this time around. But here's the thing, the show never looked bad to begin with. If anything, it was a step up from the industry average, so I can't really sympathize with that line of thinking. Was the back end a bit underwhelming? Yes, but I can't in good conscience paint the entire show as being bad or even average looking because it really wasn't. Still, hope the score is a step up, I guess. Call of the Night is back, you love to see it. Director Tomoyuki Itamura of Monogatari fame will be returning along with the rest of the core staff, and I'm really looking forward to it. Call of the Night is such a stylish show, I think that's the best way of describing it, stylish. The color palettes, the storyboards, the overall aesthetic, it's so cool and unique. This series takes a concept, the Call of the Night, I know very creative on my part, and executes it perfectly. Writing wise, it's fine, it doesn't blow me away, but that's fine because the selling point of this show isn't the story, it's the overall aesthetic, and it looks like season 2 will retain that unique charm. Up next, we have Dr. Stone season 4 Core 2. Oh god. Let's keep it brief because I just looked at the length of the recording and we aren't even halfway through. Dr. Stone, love this series. The 4th season in particular has been quite ambitious, the story has grown in terms of magnitude and scope with bigger stakes and more conflict. I'm excited to see where it goes from here on out. Grand Blue is back. Fucking Grand Blue, never thought I'd see the day. Grand Blue is such a fun show, it's genuinely very enjoyable. It's also a rare specimen in that it's a fairly vulgar comedy anime that's actually funny. Boy, those are rare. I have read a decent chunk of the manga and all I'll say is if you like season 1, you'll like season 2, it's more of the same. Rent a Girlfriend season 4 is here. This pile of dog shit has 4 seasons. 4 fucking seasons. You know, Rag is so fucking bad that it goes past the so bad it's good territory, reaches the it's just bad now station, only to then blow past it to another loop and start being enjoyable again, of course for all the wrong reasons. It's an enigma really. Just so you know, I have read a lot of the manga and boy do I regret that decision, those are hours of my life I'll never get back. But hey, at least I stopped reading when that happened, you know what that is. And wait, will they adapt that in this season? I really hope they do because I'd love to see the internet's reaction. Next up, we have Gachiakuta, the show that can quite possibly end up being the next major action shonen IP. It's produced by Studio Bones and wait, no, excuse me, how could I be so naive? It's not produced by Bones, it's produced by Bones Films. Don't you love it when a studio slaps the word film next to one of their sub-studios, only to then exclusively work on TV shows? Isn't it great? Piero did it and Bleach fans lapped it up and now Bones is doing the same thing. They think you guys are gullible morons and to be fair, some of you are, but hey, that's not nice. Anyway, this show can be good. I've read a chunk of the manga and it's fine. Visually it looks great, but the story is neither here nor there. Speaking of visuals, the anime visually is a mixed bag. Based on the trailer, the new one, not the one that looked like it was edited by an ADHD patient who overdosed on energy drinks. Based on the new trailer, the actual artwork and animation is great, but the photography, art direction and CGI leaves much to be desired. I get that it's difficult to make a literal garbage dump look appealing and maybe they shouldn't. Maybe it should look disgusting given the nature of the story, but from a purely visual point of view, I think there's a clear lack of cohesion between the various layers, and some of those layers are subpar at best. Still, this can be fun. Scooped up by an S-rank adventurer. What's this one again? Let's see, we don't need a useless white mage. That's racist. In all seriousness, you know the drill. Typical power fantasy stuff, let's move on. The Water Magician. You know the drill. Typical power fantasy stuff, let's move on. No, this one, despite being quite generic, looks interesting. There's something about the storyboards and style of movement that stands out despite the overall lack of polish. Perhaps it's that giant fucking 2D dragon, I don't know. Out of curiosity, I looked up the stuff and sure enough, the director Hideyuki Satake has been an episode director and storyboard artist for a bunch of major titles. Titles like Delicious in Dungeon, My Dress Up Darling, Super Crooks and the Dinozenon series. You know, this can be interesting, fingers crossed. By the way, speaking of giant fucking 2D dragons, up next we have Secrets of the Silent Witch, a project led by Konosuba and Princess Connect Redive director Takaomi Kanazaki. This show looks great, visually speaking. Lots of movement, lots of 2D dragons, etc, etc. And on top of that, the story appears to be cutesy and wholesome. What more can you ask for? Based on what I could tell, the story is like Bocchi the Rock but with magic and dragons. Hey, I'm sold. Next up, we have Tougen Anki, just your typical ledgy action show which, just like the rest, looks way too cluttered visually. Up next, we have a big one. We have The Summer Hikaru Died, a Ryohei Takeshita-led adaptation of a highly rated manga. This one can be really good. Visually, the show looks fantastic. You have the slick designs drawn by Yuichi Takahashi, you have the seemingly strong animation, you have the fantastic morphing sequences drawn by morphing animation extraordinaire Masanobu Hiraoka, you have the fantastic photography. Not exactly a surprise since director Takeshita is usually very ambitious with that aspect. It's just a promising title all around. Really excited for it. Next up, we have this show, whose name they didn't bother translating. Seems like a fun rom-com. I've been meaning to read the manga for a while now, but thankfully I don't need to anymore. Clevatess. No clue what it'll be like. It looks decentish, so there's that. Let's move on. Hell's Teacher. Now this is an interesting title, mainly because of the staff involved. First off, you have veteran animator Takahiro Kagami serving as the action director. He, funny enough, worked on the original version of this anime that aired back in 1996. Kagami is joined by fellow action director Yu Yoshiyama, a fantastic animator who's also doubling down as the character designer for this show. And if all of that wasn't good enough already, you have the one and only Hironori Tanaka serving as the yokai designer. Now that's a strong lineup. I'm really excited to see what the team comes through with. Next up, we have With You and the Rain. Seems like a wholesome pet care slice of life, not much else to add really. You know, this upcoming season will feature a bunch of good looking shows. Kaiju 8, Dandadan, Dress Up Darling, The Summer Hikaru Died, the list goes on. But unfortunately, none of those shows will be the best looking title from this season. Why is that? Because the king is back. Up next, we have City the Animation, produced by Kyoto Animation, and oh boy does this look absolutely phenomenal. It's an adaptation of a manga written by the author of Nichijou and it looks the part. The shots are vibrant and filled with life and movement. The amount and quality of 2D animation is mind-blowing. The line processing is outstanding. This looks insanely good. I can't really do the visuals justice here, so I won't even try to, but I'll definitely talk more about it in the future. Really excited for it. And finally, the last but definitely not the least, we have Ruri Rocks, another spectacular show. This one is led by the one and only Shingo Fuji and it looks so fucking good. The drawings are beautiful, the character acting is subtle but consistent, the art direction and photography is top notch, it looks gorgeous. Story-wise, it'll be your typical cute girls to cute thing, which to be fair, is a significant step up from the stuff Studio Bind usually produces. Count me in. And that was my list. Again, a lot of heavy hitters this time around, which of course is great. Let me know which shows you'll watch from the upcoming summer season down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe, check out this bit of content on screen, and until next time.